Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching today. We are in Prehistoric Kingdom with a little bit of a speed build video. In today's video, we are building a habitat for the Iguanodon. The Iguanodon was one of the two new dinosaurs that was added in the most recent 0.4.0 beta update, and that just came out like a week ago, a few days ago. We got the Iguanodon and the Brachiosaurus were the two animals added, and I said in one of my previous videos that I likely wouldn't be jumping in to cover anything until early access launches. And for those of you that are unaware, Prehistoric Kingdom has since been in a closed beta and before that closed alpha phase where it has been inaccessible to the general public. It's only been given out to a handful of early backers and content creators. That changes in a week from today, 6 days from when you're watching this. It will go into early access and it will be available for purchase on Steam. So if you are enjoying this, if you have been enjoying the content, you don't have too much longer to wait until you can play it yourself. But anyway, I mentioned that I probably would not be going in to do any sort of building until early access launched. I lied. I am so excited about this game and I love the Iguanodon. I don't know too much about dinosaurs, to be honest, but the Iguanodon is one that I recognize right away, and mostly because it was the dinosaur that was featured in that movie called Dinosaur, the one where he's like raised by lemurs and then asteroids start hitting the earth and they have to travel to this little oasis and there's another mean Iguanodon, you know, in the herd. And anyway, if you know the movie, let me know down below. I don't think it's a very popular movie, but I really like that movie, so I recognize it right from the name, and that doesn't happen with a lot of dinosaurs where I kind of familiar with it. I know what it looks like and stuff like that. And I just Prehistoric Kingdom updated the camera controls and it made it so much easier for me to build and play. I was super motivated to just jump in and build something. So this habitat that we're building today is fairly simple. I spend a good amount of time on this little bridge here is what I'm starting. Because everything is scalable, I can do this with minimal pieces and fairly quickly. So you can see we're making the start of the bridge here and I'm making the railing and I'm making myself some, it's not really chain link fence, it's more just kind of like metal grating on the fence. But you can see I took one of the really fat pieces and shrunk it all the way down to make a little bit of wire. So possibilities really are endless with the building mechanics in this game, and I'm even more excited to see more pieces come to the game so that I can kind of play with those and build things with that. But we do this little bridge across the habitat, so it's technically a walkthrough habitat, although it's not an open contact walkthrough habitat. You're not going to go up to the iguana and start petting it. I did not put any sort of safety measures in this habitat. I was just kind of doing a very quick build. I wasn't paying attention to like there's actually no way to enter this habitat. How did the dinosaurs get there? How did the keepers get there? I didn't pay attention to any of those logistics. I just kind of wanted to build something pretty. I will say this habitat really only took me about an hour and a half or so. It's broken up into like 2 different build sessions. Yeah, about an hour and a half I think was the total time. So really quick in comparative to some other builds that I've done, for example, in Planet Zoo. So I'm very happy about that because it was kind of nice to just sit down and kind of build something out real quick, and I'm happy with the end result. I went with kind of like an alpine taiga feeling for this habitat. It was suggested in the comments that I do a kind of swamp enclosure for the Iguanodon, and to be honest, I'm not sure if that's because that's what kind of habitat they think they were found in, or if it was just a cool idea from a couple viewers, but I decided to go with the alpine because I like those trees so much, and I felt like it really kind of fit doing this like wooded taiga sort of forest, like a taiga. I don't know why I'm searching for another word. Taiga describes it perfectly. That kind of feel, taiga alpine-y kind of feel. But yeah, so I'm happy with how it comes out. We have a kind of longer enclosure with a little walkway underneath the bridge because of course I wanted to make sure that the iguanodons could go on either side. I have a teeny tiny bit of iguanodon information for you guys. So these guys are an herbivorous dinosaur, meaning they're only going to eat plant material. They're only going to be able to digest plant material. For teeth, it says they have chewing cheek teeth and a horny beak. They eat plant material. It says it again. I'm not quite sure because calling them an herbivore is explanatory enough, I think. But anyway, it moved on 2 or 4 legs, and it lived in the early Cretaceous period, which is from 140 to 110 million years ago. And it's been found in Belgium, England, and the United Kingdom. Iguanodon could probably walk on all 4s or on 2 legs. It had a large thumb spike on the end of its hand, probably to fend off predators, and the structure of the muscles inside its head suggested it has a very long tongue. So that's just the little itty bitty information that I have. That's from the Natural History Museum. They have like this little teeny tiny dinosaur profile on it. As always, I've suggested this or asked for it in the past. If you guys have good places to get dinosaur information or you guys know fun facts about dinosaurs, do let me know. I am pretty good with my extant species, not so good with my extinct ones. So if you guys have information that I don't know, please do let me know because I am super interested in learning about them. It's one of the reasons why I'm excited to dive more into Prehistoric Kingdom and why I appreciate the devs' efforts to make things like fun facts and educational elements to the game because I'm really excited to learn more about the dinosaurs. But yeah, so that's why I decided to do the Iguanodon is because it was a dinosaur I was somewhat familiar with and is recognizable to me. So I just figured it would be easy. The Brachiosaurus, I will say, I am going to have a hard time in this game with scale. So there is not really good reference pictures for dinosaur habitats because they're not something to exist. And honestly, when you search for like dinosaur habitats and stuff, all you get is Jurassic Park and Jurassic World reference pictures, and so I kind of try to think outside the box. And again, I think that's going to be one of my biggest struggles is getting the scale right for these guys and getting good reference pictures and ideas for habitats that aren't just like natural pits in the ground, right? I don't want every single habitat to just be a sunken in hole in the ground and surrounded by rocks and lots of trees. Although it looks very pretty, I'm very happy with how this habitat came out. I do want to switch it up every once in a while and make sure each habitat is unique and special. So I'm going to do some Pinterest hunting. I get a lot of questions on where I find my reference pictures just for anything, and the answer is Pinterest and Google. I like Pinterest because I can save and organize the pictures into little files and they're easy to reference later. I find when I save something on Google, if I'm like taking a screenshot on my phone or if I'm just saving it on my computer, I either forget to check them because I have to like go into the specific folder, or on my phone, if I screenshot it, I take so many pictures on like a daily basis that all of a sudden the picture is like, I have to scroll for 10 minutes just to find it, so I end up losing it. So Pinterest honestly is my favorite and my biggest suggestion to people when they ask because 1, it has tons and tons and tons of reference pictures, but 2, just for sake of organization and it's easily accessible once you save something to refer back to it. So that's where I got a reference picture for this one, and really though it ends up turning out nothing like the reference picture because in the reference picture it was this little path through a forest, but the path didn't have any railing, it had no roof, it was just a wooden path through this like taiga forest. And so that's where I kind of took the inspiration from, but figured because it's a habitat, we would need some way to keep the dinosaurs back. Now, looking at this habitat, again, we really didn't keep realism in mind too much with this, in that if the iguanodons wanted to like walk right into where the guests were walking, I'm pretty sure that they could. but we're just gonna ignore that part and pretend that they're good little dinosaurs and that they're not gonna do that, that they are trained dinosaurs. They're gonna stay in their habitat and they're not going to wreak havoc on the guests walking by to view them. But in the future, I do want to make sure that we keep those things in mind, because for me, that's part of the fun. It's part of the challenge. And when early access comes, I do plan on starting like a park project. So doing an entrance and thinking about a layout and doing multiple habitats in one park, because as of right now, I've really just been building one-off habitats that are all by themselves. But I want to do something that's like cohesive in a park type setting and see what we can do with that. I already have a name. I started to call one of the alpha parks that we started working on by this name, but I decided I liked it so much, I'm going to save it for the full game, and that is Pangea Park. So that is what our first park will be called, and we'll have to design for it. What theme? I don't know yet. But I am excited to get my hands on it. I am excited for early access. I know I've said it before, but we are getting more animals with early access and hopefully more building pieces and just some other things in the game. So I don't actually know exactly what we're getting. In fact, today, in a few hours or so, we should be seeing a early access full announcement trailer. The Prehistoric Kingdom team tweeted out, I think it was on Twitter that I saw, that they would be releasing this like early access full trailer, kind of announcing all the features, I believe is what it's supposed to do. So hopefully we'll get some more information very, very soon, and I will be making a video on that. So if you're interested in Prehistoric Kingdom, if you're enjoying the video so far, leaving a like is the first thing you can do that will help out the video, and I greatly do appreciate it if I could speak correctly. And if you are interested in the game at all, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to be covering the game pretty heavily from here on out, especially when it's in early access, and you guys can play with me. That's what I'm most excited about, because right now it's been a little bit mean, I would say. Maybe mean is a harsh word, but so far I've been able to play and not very many people have been able to play alongside with me. So you guys have been watching me make these really cool designed habitats and then not able to do anything with them or replicate them or anything like that. But again, that changes very, very soon. 6 days. So go ahead and wishlist it on Steam. Keep your eyes out. Very, very excited. We are just about finishing up with the habitat, and I'm using the very, very handy foliage brush to just put down some background trees. It makes my job so much easier to give the habitat a background and make it look pretty for the thumbnails. It just makes my heart happy because it's so easy. It takes like 2 seconds. But we're doing that. We're adding a lot more foliage, just make it look a little bit overgrown while keeping some pathways clear and stuff like that. And then we're going to jump into some end little cinematics. So we've got a couple little shots of the dinosaurs moving. They do have some ambient animation, so I included a couple of those in the end shots there because it makes them feel more alive, and I love watching them kind of pitter-patter around and eat and drink and roll, and these guys stand up on their hind legs and kind of roar, and yeah, it's really cool. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you do enjoy and are looking forward to more Prehistoric Kingdom content just like I am. Again, if you did enjoy the video, leave a like. If you're interested in more Prehistoric Kingdom content, hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on all my social medias. They're down below in the description, and any comments, suggestions, or feedback is always welcome down below. And with that, that is all from me. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will talk at you in the next video. Bye!